Okay, for better or for worse, I've put a lot of time into this video. I've added video clips from various areas, still pictures, transitions, text slides, and then I've gone back to my pictures and video clips and played with some of the options available to me there. The last thing that I can do is I can add an audio track to go along with my video. So to do that, I'm going to click on a musical note. And these are royalty-free tracks. There are quite a number of them. You can spend a long time in here looking at them, and you can also search. If I want to hear one of these tracks, I simply mouse over it, come to the left, and hit this play. Now, the way my particular recording is set up, you're not going to hear computer sound, so you're probably not going to hear the music as I'm hearing it now, but rest assured it is playing. Now, to add a soundtrack to a video, again you mouse over, but over on the right you've got a plus sign. That just added it to the audio track. I'm going to pause it here so that I can concentrate, and that will now play along with the video as it goes. Now, to look at options, the options I have regarding that audio track, I can click on it and you can see my tool set changes here. And I've got a volume control, a pan, a bass, and a treble. Well, you could adjust the bass and treble if you want, but I find that whoever produced the music has usually done that far better than I'm going to do it. Pan simply means moving it. If I move it in this direction, all the sound is going to come out of the right speaker on a stereo system. If I move it over here, it would be to the left. Again, I've never found an advantage to doing that. So the big control here, and it is very useful, is this volume control. Remember, your audio clips may already have volume attached to them. And I can click on a video clip and adjust the volume for that clip. So a very common thing to do would be to go into your clips, bring the volume up, and then if I chose to add an audio track, I would come into the audio track and I would bring that volume way down so it would play in the background and it wouldn't interfere with the audio or the narration of my video clips themselves. Okay, again, the audio track is not a requirement per se, but a lot of people like to use them. You'll see videos that are done completely in text with no narration, and then the music is nice in the background. It gives it a more finished feel. So this is an option that's up to you. Now, I am limited in what I can do with this clip down here. If I mouse over towards the bottom of the screen or the bottom of the audio timeline, you can see that there is a scroll bar, and this scroll bar will appear whether there's audio or not. I mean, this can apply also to the video. And what it allows me to do is it allows me to scroll to the end of the project more easily, not have to, play the whole thing to get there. Now, when I get here, I can see that this audio track is which is 3 minutes and 12 seconds, where my video is only 28 seconds. Now, that's not an issue because once we reach the edge of the video portion, or the end of the video portion, the music will simply stop playing. And unfortunately, it won't fade out. It will just stop abruptly. Okay, so that's a limitation. If I wanted to, I could click on this end here and I could drag this in to shorten the clip. Again, if I shorten it to the length of my video, it really has no effect whatsoever because it was going to stop playing at the end of my video anyway. However, it is possible, I suppose, if you wanted to get fancy, it would be possible to shorten it so that it ends somewhere in the middle of your video. This could be useful, I guess, if you had a case where the first portion of your video was not going to have narration on it, and the second portion was. You could do that. You could also try, I suppose, let me click off here, to add a second and different track. And now I actually have two tracks. You can see that they change here. The problem with this is the audio is really not a sophisticated tool. And what's going to happen is when you reach these end points where the video has been stopped, they're not going to crossfade one into another. They're not going to fade out. It's going to very, very abruptly stop, and then it's going to very, very abruptly begin again. So it really is kind of limited in that way. But overall a nice tool to have in certain circumstances.